Adafruit. We bring do-it-yourself electronics to life here in our New York City factory. On our YouTube channel, you'll discover hundreds of unique open-source projects that you can make at home. Learn to build internet-connected projects with hardware like the Raspberry Pi. Become acquainted with a variety of technologies and the forces that make them work. Meet makers and their inspiring projects from around the world. We've got something for everyone, so subscribe to Adafruit on YouTube and explore our video library.
Live from New York, it's Ask This Grateful, Thankful Engineer.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Ask the Engineer. I'm Lady Ada, the engineer with you here for 7-8 years now. And
You're stuck with us.
I'm stuck with this guy, Mr. Lady Ada. He's on camera control.
Yeah.
All the controls. Got an exciting show for you.
I can see the strings.
Very thankful.
Yes.
Very Thanksgiving-y.
Yes.
What's on tonight's show?
On tonight's show, the code is thankful, 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for AdaBox, except for gift certificate, except for software. Thankful. We're going to be thanking everyone here at Adafruit. We thank you, they thank you. Show and tell. People around the world showing and sharing their projects. Packed mailbags and stop by. Read a email, letter from you saying thanks. Time travel, look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, and pioneers. Made in New York, some footage from the Adafruit factory, Nimbus, the friendly cloud entity is going to stop by, some 3D printing, Raspberry Pi. No.
Hey, you can't get in on my new... No, don't stop.
We're going to answer questions, and then we're going to have top secret. We're going to have a trivia question, all that and more on Ask an Engineer.
Yeah. Okay.
Woo! All right, Lady Ada.
You can't make that noise. You're just using all the noises.
What are you thankful for?
Wow, I'm really thankful that I have this company and all the people are in it, because I get to wake up every day and work on engineering and make really cool, beautiful electronics.
Yeah.
And people like them and people support us. And I'm thankful because I really don't want to get a job at Facebook.
Yeah.
So... yeah, so far it's working out.
I heard you worked there, but that was a fake news article.
I never worked at Facebook, and I would prefer not to.
Okay.
So, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't think I'd be able to do open source hardware if I was there.
Maybe not. Thankfully, you'll never need to know.
That's right. That's what I'm thankful for.
All right. I'm grateful for the chance to be a better person every single day.
You do try every day.
Every day. And... most of it's because everybody makes me a better person. So I'm thankful that you're all out there making sure I don't go into
Keep tabs on you.
Go into a ditch.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. And that's why the code is thankful. And everyone at Adafruit thanks you for your purchases. No loans, no venture capital. You support this show. Speaking of, this is Ask an Engineer every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and show and tell.
Thank goodness. I was wondering, what were we doing?
Yes, and of course, we have some stuff going on. And a way of saying thanks, we have same-day delivery in New York City. Check out before 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If it's in a zip code that we can get it to that same day, we will, except for tomorrow. Also, Adafruit holiday shipping. I was going to say a bunch of stuff, but here's a video instead. But wait, there's more.
Delicious.
There's more. So as you probably notice, we're saying thank you in all sorts of ways. So we have free little goodies when you purchase now.
Yeah.
And let me explain. No, I'm going to do another video. Ready?
Okay.
So those are our free deals. And we have on the overhead, Lady Ada, in addition to showing them on here, which is a nice photo, and here,
Ooh.
spend more, get more.
But wouldn't it be great if we had them on the overhead?
Yes,
too?
it would be, and we do.
This is, we have all 3 pins here. So we've got Cappy, the capacitors. These are enamel pins, so they're metal pins. They're really high quality. Come with a beautiful backing that has like a circuit board design on it. Mo, the super happy resistor. So we've got no legs because that would probably poke you and whip your clothes, but instead it's just the resistor body, and got a little pin backing on the back.
That's right.
All of these, and then of course the glorious Adabot head. Also a pin backing, all metallic, all enamel, all awesome.
A couple questions people said.
And the Feather Proto.
Is Blue Smoke Monster going to be a pin? Probably. Can you get the cookies that were in that video? No.
No.
Okay. Let's keep moving along, Lady Ada. It's that time. Show and tell. Makers around the world sharing their projects. We're so thankful they do that.
Yes.
Lady Ada, what and who and where?
Where? All
Where
over the
was
world.
here, but what was on the show tonight?
Well, we had a huge group of people on the show, so it was great. We got to everybody. So started off. This is not in order. We'll have Noah and Pedro showed off the MicroPython watch that they built for this week's project. This was for you because you've been playing with MicroPython and you built a watch, and you wanted an enclosure for it so you could take it around and be like, "Hey, everybody, it's my MicroPython watch." So
it's MicroPython time. It's time to check the status on my DeLorean that I don't have a DeLorean.
You don't have a DeLorean.
I know, right?
You have a MicroPython watch.
Yeah.
And they're thankful for NinjaFlex and all the cool 3D printing stuff that they do. And then, was there another project? I'm trying to remember.
What? They showed the little weather thing?
Oh, right.
And then they have a...
No, that was to us only.
I don't remember.
No, I think that was just
Okay.
a MicroPython watch. Okay, Tony showed off the TFT MicroPython Featherwing demo. There's a video. We'll talk about that, a tutorial. Check that out if you would like to use a gorgeous display with MicroPython. And he's thankful for veggie spiralizers because they're pretty cool. Scott had a MicroPython memory analyzer. He's the one who's actually doing the knee-deep code port for the SAMD processor, which is what we're targeting. And people are actually watching this happen. Like normally this would be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We actually show people like, hey, here's our code. You can go check out the
garbage
commits.
collectors, and Oster the Grouch comes in and he's like, "Oh, you're on my..."
Yeah,
he's like,
mark
"No,
and sweep or whatever style that we're doing. And we basically wrote a GDB script that would graph the heap and stack usage the heap usage on MicroPython because he wants to figure out how to optimize for memory because we have only 32K of RAM on the SAMD, and there is no chip that's the same chip that was 64. Like they didn't make one.
Nope.
I asked them to. I said, wouldn't it be so cool if you guys made one that had 64 or maybe 48K of RAM? But there's no telling if or when that would exist. So we're going to try to squeeze as much memory capability into the chip by running the garbage collector more often, seeing when we should run it, what memory ends up being kept around a lot, so we can reduce that overhead. And he is thankful for show and tell because that's how he met us and got this job to do the SAMD port and all the cool MicroPython stuff he's working on. And he's grateful for kitties. He's got 2 kitties and he's got a Becca. So he's got a family of warm things.
Mammals.
Mammals.
We won.
We did. Mammals won. Virgil and his granddaughter showed off a banana piano that they made. They watched the frequency and hertz videos with Adabot, and she even spotted Adabot, who's right behind me. And she made a banana piano that could play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and then she played it. So it was like I think a makey, and it would play tones with when you touch the banana. And then she's thankful for grandparents, which is so true. If you got grandparents, they're the best. They totally spoil you. Well, mine did. Your grandparents probably were kind of nice to you too, right? Not all? Did you have grandparents? No. Okay. They're cool.
Yeah.
If you have them, be thankful for them. Because some people like Phil didn't have them. And then Andy was quiet because his mic didn't work, but he had a card illuminator.
Yeah.
It was neat, and it had these little like scenes from like a beach, and it would like illuminate them. Andrew built a ESP Huzzah Flasher JavaScript, so it would upload Arduino or MicroPython to your Espressif chipset, and it's really cool, and it just shows like it gets the binaries direct from the website, so you get the most recent version of Arduino or MicroPython. So maybe we'll use it. It's kind of a cool tool. Maybe we'll integrate that into Editor or something. I don't know. Automatically get you the latest firmware. So that's the Huzzah Flasher.js. He just made that live, and he's thankful for the JavaScript runtime. Aren't we all? We're all on. Okay. Morgan built a whack-a-mole game using the capacitive touchpads on her Circuit Playground. She also made that yo-yo, remember? So that was some cool projects.
Yeah. Was it a Mint 10? Like
Mint 10. Yeah, with the copper pads. Very similar to the project that the password vault that John Park made. Kind of similar idea where the pads come out with copper tape. And she moved, and she's thankful for all the new friends that she's made at her hacker space and maker space. She said it's so sweet to be able to move to a new place and already be set up with a place to hack on. And then Roberto, who showed off, he's working on an RGB matrix driver in Java using a Raspberry Pi hat. And he's trying to figure out how to he loves Java, so he wants to be able to code this thing in Java. So he's just starting out with some example C++ code, but is looking to integrate that into his Java beans. Okay. And he's thankful for family, friends, and opportunities.
All participants on the show and tell get an As Seen on the Show and Tell sticker. We're there every week, 7:30 p.m. Just show up, show your project. Part of the Adafruit Live series this week, and even last week, lots of Dust to Lady Ada. I combined all three into one short, sped up video. So this is you, and you decided I am going to make a feather adapter for the microbit. So
okay,
all
you
the
just
wings.
see the cat for a second on the table.
Yes, and we got this big Apple book, and there was a cat, and we rubbed a cat belly. And then what we did is we talked about why, what tools to use, and then you did a bunch of routing.
Yeah, I did. So I did a microbit. Yeah, so we have the microbit. We have a couple that we smuggled, and I was thinking maybe of making a feather adapter because MicroPython works for the microbit, and we might be able to also get our libraries into the PXT system. And so again, we have this collection of almost 50 feather wings, displays and MP3 players and NeoPixels. And so I made a little adapter board. You can see me routing it. And we decided to put a battery charger on there. So it's a little dangerous, but I think it'll be okay. So you'll be able to power it from a battery pack or USB and recharge it so you can have a little portable. You know, it'll actually fit really nicely. I think it'll slot in, and then you'll have the feather wing below. And for almost all of the feathers, you don't need to use a battery or USB. There's a couple that require a high current source, and so those AAA batteries won't do it, like amplifiers and lots of NeoPixels. But for the most part.
Additionally, in our live show series, watch Tony D's desk. We did MicroPython drawing shapes with Tony D and MicroPython hardware, 15 Featherwing, and this is part of the MicroPython series, so you can explore and be part of the story of the little programming language that could.
I know.
All right.
Very exciting.
Also, John Park's workshop.
Whoa, he has a logo.
This is part one of a long series of this replica prop that he's doing. And it has all of the different Adafruit products, how he's building with cardboard, how he's prototyping, and then how he's turning it into kind of a final production piece.
Yeah. Here's what I really like about this, and it's funny because it's something that I think only happens when you do prop building, because I've been trying for like a couple of years now. Like, I don't do this because I don't do big projects because I'm just working all the time on Adafruit, but I've always wanted to have a series on like how to do props and build them like with step by step. And what's funny is because this project's so big, John Park's like, well, the only way for me to get a tutorial done in a week is just do a section at a time. And I'm like, yeah, that would be really cool, because having little projects is good for like, okay, I just want to build like a simple thing. But a lot of people then have difficulty learning how to take lots of little things and combining them into one big project. So, we can make a little MP3 player. We can make a little NeoPixel flasher. But this is a video that and a project that will show how to take 4 different projects, MP3 player, buttons, NeoPixel switches, and combine them, and 3D printing, and then combine them into one big project. And that's where the challenge comes from. Like, people run out of memory, or they run out of pins, or they have conflicts, or like, does this library works on this chip and not that one? Like, NeoPixels are running. You can't do other stuff on NeoPixels.
That's
you know,
right.
there's all these little details that come up. So keep tuning in. There'll be 2 or 3 more.
Part of our MicroPython series of videos. So far, the name of the snake, they said, is Sid.
Sid?
Yeah, Sid. And Sid has been busy. This is a combination of MicroPython and 3D printing. So this is why I'm playing it during this portion of the show. We did the MicroPython watch that you talked about, and then Pedro showed off in the show and tell. So here we go.
In this project, we'll show how you can make a watch using an Adafruit Feather M0, an R2C module, and an OLED display. The enclosure and wristband are 3D printed in NinjaFlex, so it's both strong and comfortable to wear. This uses MicroPython, which is an interpreted language that runs on small embedded boards. Be sure to check out Tony D's MicroPython playlist to learn how you can write clean and simple Python code to control hardware. The 3D files and components used in this project are linked below and listed in the tutorial. We'll start by installing 2 female headers onto the Feather M0 board. Here's a pro tip: use mounting tack to keep the headers in place while soldering. You can build this project and follow along with the tutorial linked below. Next, we'll stack the RTC module and the OLED display on top of the Feather M0, which makes assembling this project a whole lot easier than wiring all of the connections manually. We can fit a small LiPo battery in between the boards and connect it directly to the Feather M0. And that's it for the circuit. It's super easy to put together, and it's fully modular, so you can reuse all of the components for future projects. The whole circuit fits into the 3D printed case, and it has a nice snug fit. The 2 straps are fitted into the slots on the side and can be customized to fit different sized wrists. The board shows up as a mass storage device when you connect it over USB, so we can write and modify our code without having to use a compiler. So what time is it? It's MicroPython time. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more DIY projects from Adafruit.
I'm wondering, are we doing more circuit playground videos? Well, we are. Here's a little trailer of just some of the things that you can do with Circuit Playground, because this is where we normally play Circuit Playground video.
Yeah.
Circuit Playground is our new all-in-one board aimed towards education and beginners. It features 10 NeoPixel LEDs, a motion sensor, a temperature sensor, mini speaker, sound sensor, a light sensor, 2 buttons, and a switch. We think it's a great way to practice programming on real hardware with no soldering or sewing required. It also has a JST connector, so you can plug in a battery to make your projects portable.
Mailbag time. Packed mailbag stuff. I said, hey, I just got this letter for you. Just hot mail. I sent it via this other postage system, and I didn't have to pay a lot. Okay. Here it is. This is Danny. Thanks for your help with this matter. I'm very impressed. Your attention to my concern actually inspiring to me. I know that is often the case. You only hear negative comments from customers. As I stated previously, I'm a big fan of Adafruit. I think highly of your store, your products, and your dedication to education via the learning system, tutorials, and webcasts. I also obviously appreciate the priority you place on customer service. Thanks again. See you on the tube. Keep the faith.
That's where we are now.
Kick out the jams.
Kick out the
And
jams.
accept my regards, Danny.
Kick them.
All right, time travel.
I kicked some jams.
Yeah, look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, engineers, and more. Okay, here's first. If I can resize the screen, I can read it a little bit better. Okay, 1942, happy birthday, Gordon Bluford, American colonel pilot and astronaut born, PhD, aerospace engineer, retired U.S. Air Force officer, fighter pilot, and former NASA astronaut, first African-American space before becoming an astronaut. He was an officer in the U.S. Air Force, and he remained there until he signed NASA, rising the rank of colonel.
Wow.
Space shuttle flights 1983 and 1992, member of the crew of the Orbit Challenger, and first African-American space, as well as second person of African
ancestry
after Cuban cosmonaut. Okay.
Cool.
Ooh, all right, open source hardware time. We're an open source hardware company. I don't know if you knew that.
Dude, do I know ever? I just committed 2 more libraries
Yep.
today.
We got our gift guides going on, filled with open source hardware. We've got Circuit Playground, free videos that show some of this stuff too. And because we're an open source hardware company and we publish all this stuff, we did a little video highlighting what Circuit Playground is. There's a theme. You notice the theme? The theme is play a lot of videos.
A battery generates electrical energy using chemistry, whereas a capacitor has to be charged from an external source before it can supply electrical energy.
Some capacitors can dance.
What? All that happens so I can hear music?
Yes, it does.
Amazing. Diode protector of circuits. Wow.
Yeah.
Circuit Playground.
That's part of Circuit Playground, and this is where we make the stuff, the open source hardware here. Here's a photo from the pick and place machine. Beautiful sunset in
It's
New York.
beautiful.
Giant pogo pins. Here's Jelly, as she's called, or Angelica. She's soldering, and we put up this little cool camera for making this open source hardware.
Yeah, we have to hand solder these 3-watt LEDs onto the Pixies, and then we test them, and they're so bright while you test it. You got to wear shades.
The Pixies, that's a band, they're here. Okay, and then you can see more. This is another view of it. As we mentioned before, the code's thankful. 10% off native restore all the way up till 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Gothtronics. We're very thankful for everyone here at Adafruit, and I thought I'd read. We sent out an email to the company and said, what are you thankful for? And they sent some responses. All right. Grateful for all the opportunities that shine through when things got rough. I am most thankful for the love and laughter shared with friends and family. I'm thankful each day for the opportunity to help people and see them thrive. I'm thankful for my cat and my leather jacket that both keep me warm when the world's cold. I'm thankful for my health that I do have and the positive people I've been blessed with this year. Also thankful for Beyonce, Prince. Also thankful for my amazing friends and family. Working for such an amazing country such as Adafruit. Work amongst people that celebrate diversity and inclusivity, and proud of the strength we draw from that conviction. I'm thankful for my family, my friends, my job, and all the good and bad things that come my way. Thankful for my family as well as my life. Thankful that I live a life today compared to how my life was years ago. I'm thankful I have people who have my back. Lots more. Thank you everyone who sent those.
Look at this cool team.
Yeah. Arduino, you know we make these in the USA. I don't know if you knew. No one knows. Super big maker business news. David Mellis, former, or I guess you're always a co-founder of Arduino,
Yes.
who used to work on the IDE, is now working for Autodesk, and said, hey, you got ideas for EagleCAD, let me know. And I sent one right away. And it was, you would be able to hit broadcast and broadcast as you design. And they said, that's a creative idea, which I think means we're never going to do it, Phil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Yeah. Anyways, David, call me. That's big maker news.
Yeah.
So Instructables is part of Autodesk. Circuits.io is part of Autodesk. Former or current co-founder of Arduino is part of Autodesk. Becky, part of Instructables, part of Autodesk. So that's a maker land grab. It's a maker roll-up. Yeah. Okay. Nimbus.
Lot of collaborations.
Yeah. IoT.
Collations.
We do it. Internet of Things. Adafruit.io. We have updates. We have our Internet of Things Bill of Rights. You can go and comment it on GitHub.
And we've been making changes too.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. This week, 56 million inserts of log data in the last 7 days. Almost 19,000 users. It's happening. And on top of that, if you want to use Panda with Adafruit.io, you can use Panda.
What's Pandas?
Don't know. Got to read the blog post.
Oh, it's a data analysis library for Python.
Yeah.
I guess it's like better than NumPy or something.
Yeah, it's Panda.
Okay, so you can analyze your data.
That's right. Okay, 3D printing.
Pandas.
Got to keep moving.
We're
3D
moving.
printing. 3D printing. Noah and Pedro are doing 3D Hangouts every Thursday, as you may know. And here is a time lapse.
Dragons.
Dragon coins. Okay.
Dragon coins.
Raspberry Pi news. Quick news with this. They announced this today. This is Pioneers.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Yes, it's a big deal. And if you're interested in building something, this is how to do it.
Oh, okay. So there's going to be a challenge, and then people will build cool stuff with Raspberry Pis.
That's right.
Got some Pioneers for Pi. Okay.
They're looking for kids 12 to 15 to use technology to make awesome things together in teams, whatever. Check it out. There's a video on the Raspberry Pi site, raspberrypi.org, and you'll see the video that introduces all this stuff. And the first challenge starts in January. So get ready. You have plenty of time over the break to get your Pi projects going.
Dust off your Pi, get a new install SD card, get all ready.
There's some prizes that money can't buy.
Yeah?
And they have them.
What are they?
They said they're prizes that money can't buy.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, Lady Ada, we're going to switch things up a little bit this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
We're going to do the code again.
Okay.
Thankful, 10% off native store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. We're going to do new products now, and then at the end of the show, we're going to play the interview with Ava from the EFF.
Oh, right. We got that interview.
So,
that's why you've been rushing
ready,
through.
Go,
okay.
And sing it. Yeah, that was intense. All right.
That's it. I'm done. That's all we got.
Bye, folks. Okay.
Hey, later.
Do it up, Lady Ada. What is this?
Okay, so let's start up. Well, okay, you just ran in. And wait, hold on. I got to go get my demos. Okay, so this is the Papyrus fat from
Pi Supply.
Pi Supply. There's so many different Pi named companies. And this is an e-ink fat, and it's just like, it's so cute and lovely and exactly the right size. So I thought, okay, we got to carry this. And it comes with library code, so you can control it. You know, we stock a these e-ink breakout boards from Pervasive, but this is a way easier way to get it working on your Raspberry Pi. So can you go to the overhead? I just want to show you the funniest part about having e-ink. So it's not plugged in, but it still has the logo. So you can draw images, text, you can make a little ebook reader, whatever you want. And of course, the best part is that it doesn't use any power. So when you unplug it, it's still displayed, or you can shut down the Pi and then restart it or whatever you want. So it's a really sweet and easy way to have a pervasive display, the ink display. So check that out. Right now we're only carrying this size, but if it's popular, people like it, we'll carry the other sizes. Maybe a hat version.
Okay, next up.
This is
Red Bear.
Yeah, so we have now the unsoldered version of the Red Bear IoT FAT. So this is also a Raspberry Pi Zero accessory. This adds cellular and Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to your Raspberry Pi Zero. So you don't have to have your USB devices or whatnot, and it's even FCC regulated, so that's super sweet. They got FCC certification. So that's the really cool part. And it now comes in a version without header. Some people were like, well, I want to make a very skinny version. I don't want to have two headers. I want to solder it directly. So we have that now. So this is a great way to add IoT capabilities to your Pi Zero. It uses SDIO, so it's very fast, very efficient, built-in drivers and everything.
Speaking of Internet of Things, we have the Particle IO Starter Pi Pack.
Yes, so Particle, who is good friends of ours, we help them out with all sorts of stuff, and we carry their goodies. They have traditionally always had their little Wi-Fi boards, based on the CC3000 or then the Photon, which is based on the Wicked chipset. But there's a lot of people who don't need a small portable device. They want a device that's easy to use and more powerful, not easy to use, it's more powerful, can do more, has more pins, can run displays, or can, run HDMI or have cellular or Wi-Fi, whatever. And so the Pi 3 is a really good IoT device because it has that Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, full computer, and it's about the same prices as a Photon. They sell it at the cost that it costs to make. Okay. So having a pack that will work with the new Particle dashboard for Raspberry Pi, it makes a lot of sense. So you get a Raspberry Pi 3, you get a cobbler, you get a breadboard, you get some wires, you get all the goodies, and then some extras. They have a couple project packs. They have projects that this pack will let you build, including an IO remote project and a push button project and some analog. digital input. So check it out. We made a special pack for them, and it's at a great price. So if you want to get started with Particle with Raspberry Pi, you can basically program your Pi through the web on Arduino, basically Arduino, like programming through the cloud, and then deploy it to your Pi. So a very interesting way to do it. I mean, like, why not? If you can do that to a small device, why not do it to a very powerful device? And you get all those benefits that the Pi has.
Okay. So you're probably saying, oh, what's next? Okay, this.
This is a little adapter board. We actually have had this for quite a while, but we've only used it in this kit, which is our HDMI TFT display, and then we add this little widget in between that takes the 50-pin connector, converts it to 40-pin, and also adds a resistive touchscreen controller. There's a couple people who are like, well, I broke mine, or like, I want to DIY something. And I was like, well, you know, fine, we'll put it in the store. It's for advanced users only because, again, it doesn't come with the display driver, and it's not calibrated. You'll have to calibrate the resistive touchscreen. It's not hard. You have to run the little program and then just touch the screen in 4 points. But for the people who want that, we have it.
Okay. But wait, there's more. Light as a feather. It's a feather pen.
This is the, this is funny because, you know, doesn't actually exist. So you don't have this unless you subscribe to AdaBox 001. This is the feather pin that we released with that AdaBox. And every AdaBox is going to have a unique collectible. This is a collectible from the first one. Maybe to make you feel bad, maybe to inspire you to subscribe to AdaBox 2 or AdaBox 3. We have these in the store so you can know what PID it is. I guess in case you want to collect them all and reference them by product ID.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's out of stock and will never be in stock.
Whew.
Or maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll be.
It's not. It's out yet. It's out. Don't ask. Okay.
No, this is out. This is out.
No, I know. I was talking about the pen. Okay, what's this?
Okay, this is the new product for the week that we made. This is the VL53 LOX time of flight distance sensor. This sensor is from ST. It's really interesting. Came out a couple months ago. Finally wrapped up the library and breakout board for it. It is a sensor that uses for lack of a better term, micro LiDAR. It's a very small laser diode, and it, from what I can tell, bounces light off of things and then measures the reflection and the light, the delta in the wave form that's reflected, and uses that to determine how far something is. So it's not measuring the amount of light; it's measuring the wave. If it's coherent, it's all the photons are at the same wavelength and the same wave
I just
form.
need a demo or something to.
Well, I'll do a demo, but
Oh.
basically, it's an interesting sensor because instead of sonar, which bounces ultrasonic off, and instead of IR straight up sensors, which usually just look for the amount of light bounced off and use that to approximate it, this is actually doing it a more precise and extremely narrow field of view sense, which is really good because a lot of times you want to measure exactly in front of you. You don't want to measure like over here, over here, over here. You want to measure right in front of you for robotics or motion sensing. And so this is a sensor that can do 30 millimeters to up to 2 meters if you're in a long range mode. For standard range mode, it's about 1 meter. Long range, you can go 2 meters, but you lose accuracy and precision.
Yeah, sure.
Most people will probably use it in the 30 millimeter to 1 meter range. But it's extremely responsive, takes about 50 milliseconds to do a reading. It's very accurate and very precise, only about 5% off. And it doesn't have the issue where if you're too, like some IR sensors, it can't tell if you're very far or very close because of the lensing, the sharp distance sensors. And it's very affordable compared to most LiDARs. And it's small, easy to use. We put on a breakout with 5-volt level shifting because it's a 2.8-volt device. And I've got a demo.
I was gonna say there's a lot of talking, but not a lot of demoing.
Sheesh. Okay, so this is my. Don't get all huffy because of my demo. Get my demo going.
Yeah, it's about time.
Shh. So this is my feather. I just have a feather down here with battery, and then I have an OLED, and it's just displaying. If it doesn't display anything, that means it doesn't sense anything. And this is that sensor, and so when I put my hand over it, it's measuring the distance. And what's really cool is if I move my hand even a little bit, here, actually, I'll move closer to the camera so you can see my hand. as it rises up. So as my hand rises, you can see it's measuring, and it has quite a range. Most IR distance sensors do not go this far, or like if they do, they stop being accurate. Another nice thing is if I move my hand off even a little bit, like if it's not right in front, again, that very narrow, quarter-sized, what? Going down here? It's like a quarter-sized field of view, so you have to be right in the right location. There you go. And then, so you can rise up, rise down. Very responsive, very easy to use. It's just I2C, and you need to use their API, which is, kind of a nutty API, but we wrote a wrapper for Arduino, and so it works with any Arduino compatible, just over I2C. And I think really great for robotics, or if you wanted to do, I always talked about doing like a laser harp type thing, but the problem is it's hard to get sensors that are so narrow that you can have 12 of them in a row and not have them interfere unless you're purposefully turning them on and off. What's nice about this is, stick this behind an I2C multiplexer or two, and you can get 16 of these very precise spot detection.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I kind of like this.
Is there any way that you could see it? Like, can you fill the room with smoke, or is there any way that you could see the light?
It's 940 nanometers, so you're not going to see it. But that's good because it means it's not visible, and it's not IR the same way that most IR, like an IR LED. But I think something in the data sheet, and the data sheet's a little not super comprehensive, but I think if you have a lot of IR in the room, it can confuse it. So you want to not have a lot of IR.
So it might be possible if you can see IR that you can see this?
Yes,
okay,
if you can see IR. Can you see IR?
I don't. Sometimes.
Okay. Anyways, so what's cool is, if you put this on a rotating servo, you can sense a pretty, you can do not a map. I wouldn't say like a pure mapping, like a Kinect type, but you could sort of see what's going on in your robot location and stuff. So I think that this would be a good sensor for that. And again, because it has such a long range and a narrow field of view, that it's good for sweeping, because you'll know that you're only sweeping whatever you're pointing at is what you're measuring.
Okay. So with that, Lady Ada, you guessed it, new products. Did it. Congratulations. Okay, so once again, everyone, the code is thankful. 10% off the native store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting Adafruit. We have a special thing we're going to talk about. So Adafruit site respects do not track. Privacy badger, install it, and then check it out. And that's part of the EFF, which is the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
Not the Freedom Foundation.
And not EELS.
Not EELS.
Yeah, so Eva stopped by, talked about a bunch of stuff. But for the folks that don't know, you received EFF Pioneer Award.
Oh, so long ago.
7 years ago.
Jeez.
And the first thing you did is you wore it. But you got this award for showing and sharing open source hardware, software, teaching the world. Other people we know, Bunny got one.
Yeah.
And you really are a champion. You really are a pioneer. And the EFF is an organization that has helped us. They'll probably have to defend us, and they'll probably help a lot of you. And one of their global policy analysts was here, and we have an interview. So it's about 15 minutes.
And then people should come back because we're going to do more.
Yeah, come back. We have just not enough time, so we'll do trivia questions and answer your questions
at
the end. Okay.
Take it away, Eva.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special video here from Adafruit. I am, as always, Lady Ada, the engineer, here, and with me is a special guest.
I'm Eva Galperin from the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
Not the Electronic Freedom Foundation, which is what everyone calls it, but it's not.
Also not the Electric Eel Foundation.
What? Oh, that's the best. I want more eels.
Next time, eels.
The EFF, people have heard of this. They see stickers, they see T-shirts. They definitely hear, especially around times of political change, especially with technology, they hear donate to the EFF because they'll help you out. They'll defend you. They defend our rights online. But what do you think the EFF does, being that you work there?
Well, the EFF is a digital civil liberties organization, and our job is to make sure that when you go online, your rights come with you. And to that end, we have sort of 3 different kinds of people, which is like having a toolbox with 3 different kinds of tools.
Yes.
We have lawyers who do impact litigation. We have activists who get out in the street and raise hell and petition companies and work on legislative issues. And we also have a group of security researchers and developers that develop tools that help you stay safe online.
Okay, cool. So like you said, there are different tools, and the lawyers you said are high impact. So like impact hammers.
Yes.
They're just like sitting there like drilling the law. So let's just say we had a friend named Bunny, and Bunny was doing some hardware hacking, and it wasn't really clear whether that hardware hacking was legal in the US. Would that be something the EFF would help with?
Well, ideally what Bunny would do is, before he got started doing anything legally dubious, he would come and contact our lawyers at our Coders' Rights Project, and they would advise him about how he could go about doing the research that he's doing or the reverse engineering that he's doing in a way that is responsible and that will not get him sued. Furthermore, if he was doing the right thing the whole time and a company still decided to sue him, either we would defend him or we would make sure that he got a lawyer.
So you can also do like referencing. So if I said, hey, a patent troll contacted me and they're demanding this, this, and this, and I don't even understand this because your patent law is so complicated, is that something that I could contact the EFF and say, hey, I need a referral for a legal counsel that could help me with that?
Yes, indeed. What you would do is email info@eff.org.
Wow, that's so awesome. So you guys are just like there to help.
We're there to help.
And can you talk about maybe some of the rights or cases that the EFF has taken on and fought on behalf of the users?
Yes, probably some of our most famous cases is, one of them is the Bernstein case, in which we had it ruled that code is speech. So that's something you probably hear from cryptographers and from software developers all the time, that code is speech. That actually came from a case that where EFF was representing the defendant.
When was that?
Oh God, that was in dinosaurs were roaming the earth. That was in the 90s.
I know, in the ancient times.
Yes, in the olden days. More recently, we have been suing first AT&T and then the U.S. government for their involvement in warrantless wiretapping since 2006. So we're kind of like the internet hipsters of fighting mass surveillance.
So some of you are like, somebody should mass surveillance. Somebody should do something about that.
We're doing something about it.
You're the somebody.
We're the somebody.
You are somebody.
Yes.
Congratulations. Okay, so that's cool. So you guys are you do a whole lot. How many people are at the EFF?
There's about 70 of us now.
Wow.
Yes.
That's like every Pokemon. I gotta collect you all. We've got one right
Yes.
now. I've captured you. Thank you for visiting. In a good way. In a good way. I will release you to fight against enemy combatants, I guess. Okay, so the EFF does legal stuff. So we talked about that. So you fought certain cases. And the Bernstein case especially is really amazing because without that freedom of speech capability, at the time, cryptography, it wasn't clear that you would be able to distribute it. It was not clear if code was speech or if code could be ammunition.
Yes.
Which is, at this point, very weird to think about, but in the 90s was completely normal and non-discussed. It wasn't debated yet. I mean, it was debated, but it wasn't decided yet. So you guys actually went and decided that in court.
And just in case you think that, well, now we've settled all problems in crypto and everything is fine and everybody will have strong crypto forever, right now we're looking at what we sort of call Crypto Wars 2, which is
Revenge of Crypto Wars.
Yes.
No.
Revenge of Return of the Bride of Crypto Wars.
Yeah.
And what the US government is trying really hard to do is to convince companies to backdoor their crypto in some sort of special, damn near impossible way that would give them access to end-to-end encrypted communications while somehow not giving access to anybody else. And we keep telling them that's impossible, and they keep saying, but some sort of golden key will surely fix this.
I thought that we did this clipper chip thing, and then also in the 90s, that then I guess that has come back as a zombie.
Everything old is new again.
I know, it's like it's a whole new page every day. So it sounds like you definitely fight for rights in government. Does the EFF also fight against companies that are also doing what you think is immoral, illogical, illegal stuff?
All the time.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of some sort of recent case in which we sued a company. We actually did some security research in which we discovered that Comcast's Binge On service was being throttled in some way. So it wasn't actually providing the service that they said that they were providing, and we held Comcast's feet to the fire, and they had to actually provide the service they said they were providing.
Oh, so it's like you say, oh, I get unlimited internet, but then you can prove that it's not actually unlimited.
Yes.
And they're like, someone should do something about this.
That's us.
Y'all are the somebodies.
Doing something.
Doing something for all of us. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the first of the three-pronged approach. What was the second one? You said activism?
We do activism. We march in the streets. We write letters to Congress. We show up on senators' doorsteps until they're practically deeply annoyed with us.
Yeah.
We have fought for reform of the CFAA, which is a particularly draconian law that hackers are frequently prosecuted under. We've fought for reform of ECPA, the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, which hasn't been rewritten since the 80s and is therefore extra super out of date. And that's the kind of stuff that we work on as part of our activism team.
And so, for example, if there's a law being brought up in Congress, maybe they're debating it or they want to expand something, would the EFF testify, or would they, not as a legal organization, but not as a lawyer suing, but actually just testify in front of Congress? Would you write letters? Would you fight on behalf of the users, but not necessarily in court?
We do all those things.
Public?
Sometimes we put together petitions, so that's something that everybody out there can do.
Oh, yeah.
We frequently have petitions that you can sign. We have letters that you can write to your congressional representative or to your senator, and all kinds of things like that as well.
Oh, cool. So do you ever, I don't remember, does the EFF work with organizations on, online events such as like the Stop SOPA and other sort of blackouts or, I don't want to say protests, but, online activism? Is that something that EFF does as well?
Absolutely. We were part of the coalition that stopped SOPA, which we're especially proud of.
Yay! Okay, well, you guys are great. Okay, so that's part two. So that's very effective. So far, number one, going to court.
Yes.
Fighting the fight with lawyers.
Yep.
Second, activism, online and in meat space.
Yes.
And then what was that third one?
The third one is development. We develop tools.
Okay.
We have a number of software tools that we work on, all geared towards encrypting the web. So encrypting your traffic in transit. That includes the web. The web add-on
plugins, extensions.
Web extension.
They change the names of those things like every week. So
it's totally my fault. Weirdly blanking. So the web extension HTTPS everywhere, which makes sure that when you go to a site that has HTTPS, that you're using it by default.
So basically, making people use SSL as much as possible.
Yes. We, as another way of making sure people use SSL as much as possible, we also have CertBot, which makes it possible for your site to deploy SSL for free with just a couple of clicks. We also have the Chrome extension Privacy Badger, which eats cookies and essentially implements Do Not Track, as if companies actually cared about Do Not Track, which
we totally do. Not only do we implement Do Not Track, but we implement it for embeds as well.
Ah, nice.
So I have Do Not Track on, which means every time I go to a page where we have a YouTube, I have to click to accept it.
Yes.
Because YouTube is, they don't honor it. So it's
They
like
do not.
but so that way we make sure that there's no embeds in our learning system or our store. And some people noticed and they said, this is really cool. Thank you for not just honoring it on your, but letting through anything else, which would make it not as effective. So it's something that we care about too. So that's great.
That's fantastic.
A little warning. So I definitely, if you guys out there, anyone watching has a website, check out Do Not Track and make sure that your embeds aren't tracking either, because that would be sad. Okay, so that's software that y'all are doing in development. Okay, so that's like a three-pronged approach. It's very powerful, like a fork.
Yes.
Like
we fork the internet.
Okay, so everyone watching is now so impressed and so enamored, and they're also like kind of riled up a little bit. They're like, I want to help or do something with the EFF. What can the viewer do?
Well, the first thing that you can do is you can go to www.eff.org and you can subscribe to our mailing list, which is called Effector. You can also donate and become a member. We have 27,000 members all over the world.
I'm one. Join the party.
all the coolest people are members of
All
EFF.
the coolest people are members.
And one of the things that your donation helps to do is it helps to pay my salary and the salary of the 60-something other people who work at the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
Wait, you don't do this all for free in your spare time?
I do not do this all for free in my spare time. I depend entirely on people like you in order to keep fighting.
But if people didn't donate, would our civil rights online be slowly chipped away by these governments and companies that don't care for us?
Let's not find out.
Let's not find out. Let's help the EFF by donating. We donate here at Adafruit. I donate. I've been a member for like a little bit too long to be proud of. It's a little embarrassing how long. When I was in high school, I remember I got a little card. Okay, so they can donate.
Yes.
They can.
And they will get
sign
T-shirts.
Up. They get really cool T-shirts like a unicorn. It's like super sweet, and you'll look great. Donate, sign up. What else can they do? What kind of activism can they get involved in?
If you sign up for Effector, you will get regular updates about the different things that you can do that we're getting people riled up about right now. So if there is a situation under which we're asking people to write to Congress, you will be alerted. If there's a situation under which you should be writing to your senator, you'll be alerted. If we are putting together a list of security experts for some reason, or if we're looking for people to write to the president or a particular company, you will be the first to know about it. You will have a link that will send you right there, and you can get involved.
Okay, so then just because I don't know, like, let's say America was installing a government that might come into fact in like a couple months that might actually start chipping away civil liberties. Do we have a shot? Does the EFF actually work? Does it actually do stuff, or is it like too late and we should just give up?
Oh no, we're fighting.
Oh, you're fighting, and you're fighting
There's
hard.
no question. This is not our first
win.
rodeo. And we win. EFF has been around since 1990, which means the EFF was around on September 12th, 2001.
Yeah.
And what followed was several years of like a massive chipping away at our civil liberties, mostly due to secret law and secret courts. And EFF has spent the last 10 years slowly pushing back that tide, discovering it, using FOIA, freedom of access, freedom of information requests in order to figure out what's going on, filing lawsuits, talking to whistleblowers, and really doing everything that we could to sort of both limit and push back the damage done by those years. And we fought this fight before, and we're ready to do it again.
Okay, I'm with you.
Excellent.
I'm with the EFF. I think that the work that you do, the activism, it makes the work that I do possible. Because I do open source hardware, I do open source software, and I feel so confident about what I'm doing and the fact that I can license code and I can give it away, and there's copyrights where I can have encryption built into hardware, and I know what is legit and what isn't, how to handle all of that, and that's only possible because I have this resource in the EFF. And I think it's really great that the technologists that are pushing the boundaries of hardware have a resource so that they can, stay out of jail, of course, but also make a really good impact, do the right things, work on the right stuff, and maybe even become a test case in a good way. It's one of my favorite things about talking to people like Corey is they're always like, is there anything you're doing that we can maybe test case you with? And I'm like, nice to see you too. I want to have some coffee. And so that I think that what's cool is you have a coalition, but you also have this narrow point of legal case law. You're actually going in and making the law, fighting the fights, not just saying we disagree with it, but like forcing the hand of the courts to decide.
Well, we're from the internet and we're here to help.
Okay. And is that the motto?
Not as far as I know, but it totally
informal.
should be.
Okay, so the EFF, they're from the internet, they're here to help. You're probably watching this on the internet, and
Hi, internet.
if you like the internet and you want it to stay open and free, donate, join the mailing list, become a test case. Say hi to Eva. When you see them at events like DEF CON or HOPE, or what other events do you guys do?
We go to ShmooCon and TorCon and CCC.
CCC.
So lots of stuff.
Buy some stickers, buy t-shirts, donate money, become a member.
Yes. You can also follow us on Twitter. We are at EFF. And you can also follow us. We have a Facebook page, and I think that's about it. So you should do all those things. Do them
Yes,
now.
do them now because we're going to fight really, really hard, really, really soon. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, so just so you all know, some of the money that we get, we actually give to the EFF.
So you should too.
Yeah, so every year we do donations.
And I am thankful for the EFF.
Thankful for the EFF and more. Lydia, we're gonna roll right into It's Not Out Yet, Don't Ask. From the vault.
Oh boy.
So there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want to show?
Why don't you go to the overhead?
I'm gonna go to the overhead, and this is It's Not Out Yet, Don't Ask. It's everyone's favorite
Yeah.
time. Okay.
I got the new ESP32 Feather. So for people who remember, I was working on this before, and I did a video, and I revised it and fixed just about everything that I found was not right with my first design. And I think this is it. So this is going to be pretty sweet. I got it down to be the same size as all the other feathers by just stacking all these 0603s in, and then using a network array of LED resistors. We got the button, got the serial converter, ESP32 module. Some parts I didn't need, I got rid of those, put more capacitors, battery charging, and all that good stuff in the Feather format. I tested every Feather wing with it. I even made a little MP3 Wi-Fi streaming device yesterday by connecting this to the MP3 Feather wing, and it streamed audio.
Yeah, you came downstairs and you're like, listen. I'm like,
80s music from Some FM. And then I also knocked out some really quick little boards last week, so I sent them out. So these are new Gemmas and Trinket design. So this is the Gemma and Trinket you know and love, except they're not. This is now with the SAMD21E, both of these. So this is basically the same processor as the SAMD21G18 that's in the Zero. It's a slightly smaller chip, but that's okay because we don't have as many pins anyways, but it's fully compatible. 256K of flash, 32K of RAM. So we might load these with MicroPython, so you'll be able to run MicroPython on them natively. 48 megahertz, tons of capability, analog outs, SIRCOMs, I2C. So basically, we might be able to upgrade the Trinket and the Gemma with not that much more money, but you get a huge processor with native USB and like so much more functionality and all the things that you wanted in the small size, but now with all the extra power.
Yeah. You'll be at an event and you'll be like, I want to edit my NeoPixels on my costume, and be like, oh, I don't have the Arduino ID, and you're just going to pop it into a USB drive, and you're going to be like, and you're going to change it right there on the spot.
You can do that.
Yep.
You'll be able to load code, write code. The MicroPython will run about as fast and as much code as you would on the normal Trinket, but you'll be able to edit it live on the device.
Yep.
Using your phone, using your computer, using your laptop. So that'll be very interesting. So these are some prototypes. You can tell I did green last proto run.
Okay. Any other It's Not Out Yet, Don't Ask?
That's all I got here.
Okay. We have this MicroPython badge that'll be coming out soon.
Oh wait, he wants to hang out with.
Hi, I'm a little fake friend.
We're writing all MicroPython.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey. So that'll be
All right,
pretty
and with
cool.
that, back in the vault with you. Get back in the vault.
Okay.
Just get back in the vault. Okay, we're going to answer questions right now. Post your questions in the chats. We'll get them best we can. We got to get out of here soon, though. M0 Trinket, is it 16 megahertz clock?
It's a 48 megahertz clock because it's a Cortex M0.
Okay. Next, what type of Bluetooth? Not dual Bluetooth mode, though, right? Is that, I guess, for the ESP32? But it's not yet.
The ESP32, the data sheet says it does Bluetooth Classic, but I have not seen any code yet for that. I've seen code for BLE, but not for Classic.
Okay.
It would be really exciting if it did Classic because I really don't want to work with CSR anymore.
Okay. Anything going on with those Pi Zero bonnets from a while back?
Oh yeah, all sorts of stuff's happening. Tune in next week, maybe the week after. You might see some of those pop up in the shop. Yeah.
Okay. This person wants to convert the Metro Mini to a 3.3 volt logic level. There are pads in the bottom that I can solder, but can you explain more how can I do that? Do I need to cut the 5 volt first?
Yes, you have to cut the 5 volt trace, and then you'll solder the other two pads together. And when you do that, just note that you're overclocking. It's fine, but you are overclocking it. It should work for the most part, but it's a not supported by the chip officially type thing. So that's why we don't offer it as a board that you don't have to modify.
Should I use pull-ups or pull-downs on AT Tiny data pins?
You can use whatever you want, but they have built-in pull-up capabilities, so that way you save a resistor.
Are we going to do more e-paper displays?
Sure.
Okay. Are we going to carry more bend sensors in our store?
We've kind of carried the ones that are the most popular. I think we've kind of covered all of them. I think we carry all the ones from, what's the name of the company? Not Flextronics. Whatever it is, the flex sensors that we have are pretty much what you can get.
Okay. When will the V1510X TOF sensor be available via your UK dealers?
You have to ask the UK dealers, but they're in the store now.
Okay,
so.
big picture time frame for the next version of Circuit Program, probably beginning 2017. Have a bunch of Trinket projects out there that'll benefit conversion Python. Happy camper
Yeah,
here.
see, wouldn't that be fun if you could write all the code in Python and we had libraries and stuff? And
Are there any TFTs for the size of Pi Zero so you can make a Pi Zero watch? Little.
For the Pi Zero, the e-ink would actually be great, the ink display, because it's very small and it's high contrast. You could see it outside and from any angle. This would be a good watch display.
Okay.
You could display a lot. You could display the news. You could display the blues. You could display the time, the weather, whatever you want.
Okay. And with that, Lady Ada, those are questions.
Okay.
All right. Let's do trivia. What's the trivia rules?
Rules are if you've won something before, you can't enter again. Only one winner per my lifetime. The first person to answer the trivia question the way Mr. Lady Ada wants to see it in the chats will win the prize. And the prize tonight is a VL53L0X time of flight distance sensor from ST, that sensor that we showed off earlier. Wow.
Is it that last one?
It's that last one.
PID 3317.
You would get one. Use it with your Arduino or Arduino compatible. Tell the distance.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
What does the acronym EFF stand for? Type it in the chat. What does it stand for? EFF. Get it right.
EFF. You have to get it right.
Come on. Come on. 42 is not the answer. Will there be Trinket AVRs for people who don't like change?
We will keep them around.
Drew the org. You got it.
Electronic Frontier Foundation. Good job.
You won. You won.
You won, Drew.
Email support@adafruit.com and you will get this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful device.
PID 3317.
That's right. Okay, that's the show for tonight, folks. Everyone, thank you so much. We are so thankful that all of you choose to join us every single week, or even if this is the first time you're here. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The code is thankful, and from the bottom of our hearts,
We are thankful.
everyone here at Adafruit thanks you.
Yay.
You make this possible. We have a picture of a cat. We have your Mona Maziner, but I'm just going to break a little bit, and I'm going to show a little video, and we're out.
Okay.
Okay, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Later.